Ladies and gentlemen, this is Judy. I'm gonna go ahead and do this video to explain the Constitution because some people don't really like to read. So this is a simple version of the Constitution of Kaimosi Girls Alumni Welfare Group. This group was founded in 2017 of June 2017 with a group of girls that attended Kaimosi Girls. One of the things that the group realized was to come up with a constitution whereby all the members who participated will be treated fairly. One of the things I just want to bring to your attention, this welfare group is not really like a chama. It's more like a subscription. What do I mean by subscription? In America, we do have a company called AAA. What AAA does is they have a subscription of $50 that one pays every year and not every month. Every year, and their service is to give road assistance, whereby if your car is broken down, you have a flat tire, you ran out of gas, or all the things that you will need to do in terms of short-term servicing of a car. What happens is you just call them. If you're a member, they will send a truck and a mechanic, and the person will come and help you fix the problem, and you're on your way. You don't pay them any extra money. However, if this was left for you to pay on your own, just to call a tow truck to come, like a 7-mile area to tow your car, that may cost you almost $500 to $1,000. So what a lot of members look at, they say, okay, is it worth it for me to pay $50, or is it better for me to wait when it happens, then I'm stuck paying $1,000? This is the same theory with this kind of welfare that we're trying to introduce to the Kaimosi Girls Welfare Alumni Group. What it does is you pay in a certain amount of money, and right now our yearly subscription is 12,000 Kenya shillings, not monthly, because there's a lot of rumors going saying there is no way I can afford 12,000 every month. No, we are only asking for 12,000 Kenya shillings, and if a loved one dies, then you get a benefit of 50,000 Kenya shillings. Who are we defining as a loved one? A loved one that is going to be covered under the 12,000 Kenya shillings is going to include yourself, is going to include your spouse, your biological children, your parents, not step-parents, your brothers and sisters, and this is going to be on your side of the family. Like for me, I'm married. That means my husband has to pay an additional 12,000 Kenya shillings for him to cover his side of the family. And one of the reasons why we don't really move into we want it to be 100% biological is because we are already covering a big number of people. For example, in my family, we are 10 of us, and that's a big pool of people. So a lot of people ask me, how can I raise the 12 grand? And this is what I always say. One, you can pay it by yourself. So when your family comes together and they're doing the contribution for a loved one, Quag will be able to give you your 50K, and that way you are able to pay into your family account without really too much hesitation. And this kind of group is actually very good for those people who really are quiet, are not so involved in so many things, or don't even know how to bake. Some of us don't know how to bake. So this is not one that you're going to cry and everybody's going to come to your rescue. If you subscribed to QUAG, that is the short for Kaimosi Girls Alumni Welfare Group, we are mandated to give you the 50K. It's not optional. If you have not subscribed to QUAG, most likely the members are not gonna even, maybe a few of your friends may really contribute to you, for you on the side. So it's important to be part of the group in order to receive benefit from the group. I was talking about how do I raise 12K, and for me, I look at me. This is how I raised my 12K. Since a lot of members of my family are being covered, I asked each one of them to give me 1,000 shillings. And in a short minute, I had 12,000 shillings. And that way, I was able to cover my subscription. Or some people just pay and then that becomes the subscription. The lead person is the one who is going to receive a check from Kaimosi Girls Alumni Welfare Group. So it all depends on how your family is. It all depends on whether you guys communicate or not. But the ultimate thing is, if you can pay the 12,000 shillings, then as the lead person, you will receive the check for 50,000 shillings. Now, let's say I pay today 12,000 shillings, and somewhere in the middle, like in December, I decide I want to withdraw from Kaimosi Girls Alumni Welfare Group. I want to bring to your attention that there is no refund within the fiscal year. Our year runs from July 1 of every year through June 30th of the following year. And within that year, as people die, we are able to pay their benefits. That means if there's a surplus at the end of the year, that is the time you are able to get a refund. So read through the Constitution, make sure this is something that can really benefit your family before you pay. Because if you pay in, we are not going to turn around and give you a refund. But if there's surplus, meaning that if nothing happens and your money remains in the account for the following year, by the end of the year, then you are able to get a refund. One of the other questions which people keep asking, and I want to repeat this over and over and over again, is this is not a monthly payment. This is a yearly payment. And only those people who pay the 12K in full are able to receive benefit. As you remain on the training wall, if you pay 2,000 and then add in another 3, if anything happens to you, you will not receive benefit until you are fully paid. And the date that you get fully paid, that is, you still have a 45 days grace period. What is a grace period anyways? A grace period has been built in this subscription to make sure that we protect your money, and also to protect people who are very calculated and take advantage of the situation. This is a super, super, super good way of helping members. And some people are very smart. They may bring in somebody, like there's no way somebody will pay today and the next day they receive benefit because they lost a loved one. This will bankrupt the body in just a couple weeks. And we want to make sure that this extends to as many people as possible. So once you are fully paid, you do have a 45 days period, which is just 1 month and a couple days. Within that month, if anything happens, you will not receive benefit. But after 45 days, you are able to receive 100% benefit, which as of today is 50,000 Kenya shillings. Now, how does this really work in terms of numbers? This subscription based, it's like corporate, it's like in between, it's a breed of in between corporate as well as chama theory. So it's a mixture of both worlds, corporate as well as chama. That means that we're going to be a little strict on the constitution. On a corporate side of it, we're extremely strict. And the strictness is, do you meet the definition of the constitution? Is the person dead, your biological? It's your biological mother, is your biological father, is your biological brother and sister. And if they are not biological, then they have to stand alone. We don't exclude anybody from joining the chama. That means that they have to pay by themselves an additional, the 12,000 Kenya shillings, and they can cover, like if you are in a step family, that means that your stepmother can also sign in, and that way can cover her direct children who are biological. So we don't really exclude anybody. You can bring in all your relatives. Men, although it's called Kaimosi Girls Alumni Welfare Group, our husbands can join. That way they can cover the side of the family. We can bring in anybody who wants to abide by our constitution, is called an associate member. And associate members are welcomed to be a part of Kaimosi Girls Alumni Welfare Group. So don't get discouraged to come and be a part of this group. One other question that keeps coming is 45 days is too long or is too short. Most insurance companies actually have 3 months grace period. After deliberation, we thought that we didn't want to be unfair. The reason for starting this group was to benefit our members. So we actually felt 45 was fair enough for us to give benefit to our members. And one of the beautiful things about this group, if we can verify quickly that your person actually has passed away, our officials are very, very good at paying your benefit within 48 hours. One of the things we don't like to do is we stay with your money for long, because the goal of this welfare was to benefit you when you are bereaved. That way we are able to access the money to you immediately, so that you can assist your family and also make necessary arrangements to say good welfare to your loved ones. So one of the things that is important is it's a subscription, and I'm going to repeat that again. It's a subscription. It's not Harambe, and it is not for free. Our subscription fee, as I said, is 12K. So after listening to this video, we're gonna post on WhatsApp the number to the bank, and that way you can go ahead and pay. Or you can visit our website at www.kgawg.org, www.kgawg.org, and you'll be able to get hold of the pay bill number. We encourage everybody in Kenya to pay by pay bill number, and then the rest of the people will provide them additional information on how to make payment. I hope this video was helpful, and we're going to do more videos as we answer questions, so that we are able to have a way of somebody repeating, hearing this over and over. Because one of the things that WhatsApp doesn't have Even if you write down the explanation the next day, that goes away. So it becomes really difficult. Thank you. And all the new members, welcome again to Quag. This is a place to be. And I just want to let you know that after you pay, we're going to move you to the paid up membership group. We have another group for paid up members, and that group is fun. All we do, we don't talk about matanga. All we do, we socialize. We meet each other. We have a good time, and we just enjoy each other the way it's supposed to be, because we are not worried about if something happened to you, how you're going to get paid. And one of the things we don't do, we don't fundraise at all on the wall. We do not do fundraising, so don't call members asking them for harambe, for a loved one. We want you to bring all your family in so that we can cover them, because we will not, per Constitution, we will not do any harambe on the forum. Thank you, girls, and thank you all associates. This chama is going to be the greatest chama in Kenya, and we want to make sure that all your parents, your relatives all come in and they are covered, so that we don't ever leave any of our family members behind. Thank you, and have a blessed day.